This is TechCrunch.
Why the U.S. government is taking a stake in Intel. I'm Imran Sheikh, and this is a TechCrunch Daily Crunch special. The Trump administration wants the United States to be the dominant force when it comes to artificial intelligence, and one way the administration hopes to achieve primacy is by bringing semiconductor manufacturing back to the good old US of A. To help with that transition, President Donald Trump has introduced potential chip tariffs and policies in recent months meant to bring more semiconductor manufacturing stateside. In late August, the Trump administration took an unprecedented step toward that goal when it converted an existing government grant meant for domestic semiconductor manufacturing into a 10% equity stake in Intel. Now, this deal was structured to grant the U.S. government additional equity in Intel if the company's ownership of its foundry business, which manufactures custom chips for international customers, drops below 50% within the next 5 years. Oh, but Intel isn't the only U.S.-based semiconductor company, nor the only one that manufactures its chips overseas. So, how did Intel find itself as the main character in the Trump administration's plans for AI dominance? Let's take a look. First, some history. In March 2021, Intel launched its foundry business alongside a commitment to spend $20 billion building 2 new chip manufacturing plants in Arizona. A year later, the company announced its intent to acquire Tower Semiconductor, a company in the custom foundry industry, for $5.4 billion. But that didn't pan out due to regulatory troubles, and the companies canceled the merger in August 2023. Since then, Intel Foundry has struggled to gain momentum, and there have been rumors that the business wasn't able to get large customers on board. In 2024, then CEO Pat Gelsinger announced Intel was taking steps to transition Intel Foundry into an independent subsidiary. This came as board members called to spin the unit out entirely, even as the company grappled with slowing growth, cost cuts, and massive layoffs. In November 2024, there was a noticeable bright spot as the company reached a deal with the U.S. government for $7.86 billion in federal grants through the 2022 CHIPS and Science Act, meant to boost domestic semiconductor manufacturing. Then, Gelsinger suddenly retired in December 2024. Intel announced that its former board member Lip-Bu Tan would rejoin the company as CEO in early March. Tan got right to work with a potential turnaround plan that centered on refocusing the company, shedding its non-core units, and significantly trimming its workforce. In July, the company said it was scaling back some of its manufacturing projects, including its already delayed $28 billion fabrication plant in Ohio. A few weeks later, the Trump administration came a-knockin'. On August 6th, Republican Senator Tom Cotton penned a letter to Intel's board of directors asking about Tan's ties to China, including his relationship with Cadence Design Systems, according to a report from Bloomberg. Cadence has been charged with violating U.S. export controls to China, according to Bloomberg, and has sold tech to a military school in China. Tan was at Cadence's helm for more than a decade. The next day, August 7th, Trump demanded that Tan resign immediately, accusing the CEO of being highly conflicted, though the president didn't provide any evidence. The following week, Tan headed to Washington, D.C. to meet with Trump to discuss ways the government and Intel could work together toward achieving the administration's goals of reshoring semiconductor manufacturing in the U.S. Shortly after, rumors started to swirl that the U.S. government might be considering an equity stake in Intel. On August 18th, SoftBank said it was investing $2 billion in Intel. 4 days later, the U.S. government announced its deal with Intel. Now, the deal ensures that Intel gets the grant money it was already awarded, and the Trump administration is claiming that it will be a passive investor that will vote alongside Intel's interests. But will that actually help Intel? We'll keep you up to date on this story as it progresses. In the meantime, find the latest at TechCrunch.com. Now for news in the startup business world, here's producer Dennis with the latest, all in about 1 minute.
Imran, thank you. And we begin with Fizz. This college social app is expanding into grocery delivery thanks to a new partnership with GoPuff, the startup told TechCrunch exclusively. This partnership will allow students to order anything from late-night snacks to weekly groceries directly within the Fuzz app in as fast as 15 minutes, Fizz says. Founded in 2021, Fizz is available at more than 620 campuses across the United States with over 27 million posts shared to date. And while quick commerce in India has become synonymous with 10-minute deliveries and the hottest play for startups and investors, First Club is taking a slower, more curated route. Yet just 3 months after launching its app, the 8-month-old startup has tripled its valuation. At a post-money valuation of $120 million, this startup has raised $23 million in a Series A round. First Club's strategy is simple. Rather than racing to be the fastest, this startup is betting on quality. It's targeting the top 10% of Indian households, roughly 20 million of them, with premium products and a curated experience. And that'll do it for me. Imran, back to you.
And that's your Daily Crunch. Today's stories were reported by Rebecca Shkutak and more beautiful, lovely TechCrunch journalists. We'll see you here tomorrow, same tech time, same Crunch channel. And until then, find us at TechCrunch.com.